We welcome you back to Bob Rinn Stadium, where the Bobcats are set to show off their bats for the first time today. Bottom of the first inning, no score between the Cats and Bears as the first pitch to A.J. Roush will miss outside for a ball as the pitcher on the mound here today is Ethan Eisen going against A.J. Roush as the 1-0 pitch on its way. That time it is a fastball over the strike zone. Count is 1 ball, 1 strike. Ethan Eisen making his third start of the season. He's 1-0 as a starter as the 1-1 to Roush. Just able to hit the outside portion of the zone. Good pitch selection so far from Eisen. Count is 1-2. He's pitched 13 2/3 innings on the season. The 1-2 is going to be laced in between the second baseman and first baseman and out to right field. A leadoff single for A.J. Roush.
Interesting by the second baseman right there of Shawnee State. He seemed to read that ball wrong. He went to his right side, the ball went to his left side. So I'm wondering if maybe he saw the ball off the bat incorrectly or what might have happened, because really that was a routine ground ball.
That'll bring on the next batter, Alec Patino, the first baseman. As Eisen once again on the mound will deliver his first pitch. That will miss for a ball as Snidak is the man behind the dish doing the catching. Kitchen is at first base, Driscoll at second base, Douglas at shortstop, Scott at third base. As the 1-0, Roush will go. It's going to be a big swing and will be hit into foul territory high and into the Bobcat dugout where there was a catch made by one of the players warming up. Count is 1 ball, 1 strike. As in the outfield, it's Gasper at left field, Tyler Lund at center field, and his brother Tanner Lund at right field for the Bears. Alec Patino working with 1 runner on after Roush has to retreat his way back to first base. As it looks like that'll end up being a balk.
Yeah, interesting call here. I think that Eisen's kind of, shrugging his shoulders, saying kind of like, what did I do wrong? I'm not sure if I saw that much of a balk, but we'll have to see that again to see exactly what might have happened there.
So after Roush had to go back to first base after attempting to steal second before the foul, he does get to go back to second base anyway, as the next pitch will be outside for a ball to Alec Patino, as Coach Moore, with this game being a Division I team versus an NAIA team, sometimes you're going to have teams overlook each other, as A.J. Roush is going to go. The throw down the third, not in time. A.J. Roush with the steal, and now he's in prime scoring position with nobody out. Count is 3-1 to Patino.
This is exactly how Shawnee State began, with a couple stolen bases, pass ball, and now you have a guy in third. That's a great position.
Patino stands in. The lefty swings and misses at the 3-1 fastball. Counts 3 balls and 2 strikes. Alec Patino batting .360 on the year. Leader in the team in batting averages. He'll sky one into shallow left center. And looks like the left fielder will go and make the catch. Roush thought about tagging up, but will go back to third base. Good catch by Gasper, who was patrolling in the outfield.
Roush seemed that he actually had a pretty decent jump, and I think that he might have been able to actually make it, because when you are a left fielder, you have to try and come in as that ball was kind of taking a weird flight. So he might have been able to actually get there, but when in doubt, play it safe.
This will bring in the switch hitter, Mason Minzy, batting right. As the first pitch will be low. It looked like it hit him, and he did. So he will go over to first base, as that was a way inside pitch. So first pitch hit by pitch, and we'll send Mason Minzy to first base. Roush is on third after he singled to start off the game. He got the second on a balk and third on the stolen base, and that will set the table for Cole Williams, the junior from Charlotte. He's batting .333 on the season, trying to add to his RBI total. Only 1 down in the inning. The first pitch from Eisen is a fastball over the plate for strike number 1.
Yeah, and you definitely don't want your full 4-hole hitter, if you are the opposition, to be in a prime position to put up a run here early on in the bottom of the first inning.
The 0-1. Having a little bit of trouble with it as the catcher. Going over to second base is Mason Minzy, being opportunistic. And he's on second.
2 guys now in scoring position for the Bobcats. Only 1 down. This is exactly what you want to begin the first inning here.
Offense is always important in these midweek games, especially since you don't want to utilize any of your weakened arms in these situations as the 1-1 misses for a ball. And according to Coach Moore, throughout this season, with having a lot of younger pitchers getting the opportunity or having bullpen days, your offense needs to surge on these days. Speaking of offense, sending one right down the middle is Cole Williams. Roush comes across the plate. Mason Minzy going home, making a 2 RBI single for Cole Williams. 2-0, Cats in front.
That's a beautiful start right there for Ohio. That's actually exactly how you want to start. You want to get guys on the board early, guys on the bases early, and they did just that. Couple hits, great base knocks. Now you're up 2-0. Keep the momentum going if you are Ohio here.
So that makes 20 RBIs on the season for Cole Williams, who has a nice leadoff at first base as the first pitch swing in by Colin Casperbauer, sending it deep to left center, but making the catch at the track is Tyler Lund. And back to first base goes Cole Williams as Casperbauer got a really good piece of hitting there, but just not able to find that gap between the outfielders.
Yeah, I think that if you did get that gap, as you just said, I think that was an easy double, probably another run across the board right there, Cedric.
So Casperbauer goes down on the fly out to center field, and that'll bring on Alex Finney as the Cats with a early 2-0 lead, trying to make sure that they take care of business and have a clean game as they're trying to create their own momentum as they head into the Kent State Series, which looms large. 2 teams that sit tied for first in the Mid-American Conference. And they need to get right as the 1-0 will be in there for a strike from Eisen. Count is 1 ball, 1 strike, as Ethan Eisen is a pitcher from around this area. Went to Wheelersburg High School in Southeast Ohio as the 1-1 pitch. Check swing. Ball is still there in the zone, strike number 2.
Yeah, and that Kent State series is going to be a huge series to see who can come out on top of this year's action.
The 1-2 pitch, runner goes, the throw down to second base. Not in time, stealing second is Williams, and the count is 2 balls, 2 strikes. Bobcats kind of switching dynamics a little bit as they were the team that had nothing to lose going into that Indiana series, where Indiana was the favored team. Now they are the Giants, and Shawnee State trying to surprise them as it'll be a deep drive that'll go into shallow center field. Making the call, though, is Tyler Lund, and that will retire the side, but not before the Bobcats could put up 2 runs. It was A.J. Roush and Mason Minzy coming across the plate on a single by Cole Williams, and as we head into the top of the second, the Bulldogs lead over the Bears by 2. You're listening to Bobcat Baseball on Ohio Bobcat TV. We welcome you back to Bob Rinn Stadium for the top of the second inning, where the Bobcats lead over the Bears 2-0. Want to apologize to all my Ohio Bobcats back at home, as I am used to calling a lot of Athens Bulldogs baseball here in the area, so that accidental slip of the Bulldogs, my mistake there, is the first pitch over to Brock Kitchen, swung on and missed, as both teams do wear green and white. Speaking of green and white, Ohio looking pretty sharp in their uniforms today, with a bit of a old school flair, as the 0-1 pitch is there for a strike from the new pitcher, Mitchell Hemmen, the junior from Illinois, and a transfer from John A. Logan College, stepping in for the second inning, and will miss on that one to make the count 1-2 to the first baseman, Brock Kitchen. Mitchell Hemmen making his 10th appearance as the 1-2 is going to be popped up into shallow left field and fall down for a base hit. And that is a lead-off single for the 5-hole batter, for the Bears, Brock Kitchen. And now they have one aboard.
Yeah, that's a great piece of hitting right there from Kitchen. He was a little bit early. He almost kind of half swung on that. But hey, you know what? A little poke kinda is the same thing as a absolute bomb to the wall. You're on base now to start the inning.
Yeah, kind of like an opposite side slap hit that you'd almost see in softball, as the first pitch will be hit into foul territory. Not able to snag it is Patino. The batter is Ryan Scott, the third baseman. And the count is 0-1.
Patino almost made that play, and as a first baseman, that's a very difficult play to make over the back. So props to him for almost making that play. He was just a couple inches away there.
Yeah, Ryan Scott batting .236 on the season from Hillsboro, Ohio, and the route between Athens and Cincinnati, as he will send one high up into the air to deep right field. Over there to make the catch is Cole Williams, no problem. One down. Scott will fly out to right field, and that'll bring on the 7-hole. Noah Resner, the designated hitter, working with one runner on in Brock Kitchen in a 2-0 ball game, led by the Cats. Now, Shawnee State trying to surprise Ohio. Back in 2018, when these two teams played, it was a game in which Ohio was on upset alert, as the Bears forced that game into not 9 but 10 innings, where the Cats were able to walk it off eventually. But goes to show you can't overlook anybody, as the count is 1-0 to Resner. The pitch will be swung on well. It's driven to right field, back to the track, back to the wall, and hasta la vista.
Speaking of not overlooking anybody, Cedric, that ball was absolutely crushed by Resner. That's like a perfect hit in MLB, the show there. He has pimped that. He knew as soon as that ball left his bat that ball was gone.
That is the third home run of the season for Noah Resner, and just when Ohio had the lead by 2 runs, responding right back is the Bears with 2 runs of their own. Tisket for Tasket. We're all tied up in Athens.
Yeah, and that's these big schools going up against these smaller schools, these two teams competing hand in hand, that's what you'll want to see.
First pitch to Dylan Driscoll misses for a ball, as Mitchell Hemmen will try to bounce back here, pitching into his 25th inning of the season, has a 9.38 ERA. As the 1-0 pitch was fouled back for strike number 1, the 1-1. We swung on and missed on a fastball low in the zone. And the count is 1-2. So Hemmen will gather himself. The pitch. It's going to be hit right to the third baseman, Kasperbauer. Kasperbauer with a long throw. There in time to Patino. And that'll be 2 down in the inning. As we should expect a lot of different pitchers to be seen for the Bobcats, including some guys that were seen over this weekend against the Indiana Hoosiers. But the main goal right now for Coach Craig Moore when it comes to this pitching staff is just being able to figure out who are some of the other reliable arms. They already have 7 or 8 guys that they know, as the first pitch to Zach Gasper will miss outside.
Yeah, and you always want to have a good rotation, especially starting, because you want those guys to go deep into the game and get you innings.
It certainly is. It'll be important. Of course, they know who some of their bona fide starters are. Of course, Luke Olson, the inning eater of this pitching staff, has been phenomenal all season long. He's usually their Friday starter as the 1-1 swung on and missed. Good pitch there from Braxton Kelly. Count is 1-2 strikes. A chance to get out of the inning for Mitchell Hemman, who's in relief of Braxton Kelly, who started the game, picking up 1 strikeout in his start as the 1-2 is swung on and missed for strike number 3. Down goes the Bears, but not before they could put up 2 runs, as it was a home run by Noah Resner scoring Brock Kitchen. And now we're all tied up as we head to the bottom of the 2nd inning. You're listening to Ohio Bobcat TV. We've made it to the bottom of the 2nd inning at Bob Wren Stadium, and we are all tied up. Shawnee State able to respond to the 2 runs that the Cats had in the 1st inning, and now it'll be up to Trevor Lucas, Nick Dolan, and Billy Adams, the 7, 8, and 9 batters due up in the inning to try to make something happen and give the Cats back their lead, as Ison in his 2nd inning of work delivers the first pitch. So it'll be chopped foul down the 3rd base line and over the wall. Count is 0-1 for Trevor Lucas.
Yeah, and if you are the Bobcats here, you got to try and respond. You had the early 2-0 lead, now it's 2-2. What can they do now?
2nd pitch. Looks like that one had a little bit of a break to it, and will miss for a ball. Count is 1-1 strike to the 6th-year man, Trevor Lucas, from Tustin, California. As the count is 1-1, the pitch fouled off high and right above the broadcast booth. And what I love about the broadcast booth sometimes is you get that 3D experience whenever you get the pitches that are fouled backwards.
You do it. It's almost like that they're coming straight at you. And you're like, hey, maybe I can get a souvenir.
The 1-2 on its way to Lucas. That will miss inside. Good eye, no swing by Trevor Lucas. He's making his 16th start of the season, or at least 16th game played, and 10th start as he pitch. He'll sky that one. That one should stay in the field, but in the foul territory, and the catcher, Snydak, able to track that one down, and that's 1 down in the inning. So Lucas goes down on the foul out backwards to the catcher, and that'll bring on the shortstop, Nick Dolan, with no runners on, as Ohio, they have done very well in conference play, but in terms of midweek action, this has been a thorn in their side, as they are 0-4 on the season in games played in the midweek. As the pitch will be hitting the outside portion of the zone for strike number 1.
Yeah, and if you are Ohio, I mean, you obviously want to try and improve on that stat. That's a very big stat when it comes to these type of games.
The 0-1. The eye in the zone, no swing. Count is evened up. 1-1 strike, 1 out. And the game tied up at 2. Cats had a 2 RBI from Cole Williams earlier in the game, as the next pitch will hit the bottom part of the zone for strike number 2. And then it was a 2-run bomb by Noah Resner, scoring Brock Kitchen. Ison sets up and delivers his pitch, and that one will slide out of the zone high, and the count is 2 balls, 2 strikes.
That's a good hold right there, too.
So Dolan standing in the 2-2. Will miss low. And here we go. Payoff pitch coming. 3 balls and 2 strikes, 1 down in the bottom of the second inning. We are tied up at 2. As some of those midweek games, Ohio lost to Kentucky is the 3-2. It's going to be chopped over to the third baseman, Scott. Scott fields it on a hop, throws it over to first base just in time, and that's 2 up, 2 down.
That's a great play over there by Scott over there on third base. The way that ball can come off the bat, especially on this turf, it almost will eat you up. But he did a great job getting his glove down and his hands down to the ball and was able to throw out Dolan on it, and a nice ground play right there.
So this will bring in Billy Adams, the freshman from Medina, Ohio. Was out of the lineup for a little bit with an injury, but was able to get back into the lineup against Indiana, and he'll show bunt. Tries to go down the third base line, but will go foul towards the third base coach's box. Count is 0-1.
Nice idea read through from Adams just to try and get on base and get something going there for the team.
0-1 pitch on its way from Ison, and that one will be hit right off of the thigh of Billy Adams, so he'll get to first base on the hit by pitch. Second time we've seen that today, as Mason Minzy also was hit by pitch. And that'll take us back to the top of the lineup. A.J. Roush scored the first run of the day for the Bobcats. We'll look to get things going. Did have the stolen base, as he's one of the few stolen base threats, or at least threats on the base pass for the Cats this year, as he has had 14 going into this game, but now has a total of 15 after he had the stolen base earlier, working with 1 runner on to the first pitch for a ball as Ison, the freshman, will deliver. Billy Adams running to second base, sliding in. The throw gets behind the second baseman, Driscoll, trying to cover, and that's a stolen base for the Bobcats. They have been really active today. That is their third one, as Mason Minzy's got one, A.J. Roush has one. Now Billy Adams joins the fun.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's a great backup right there from Charles Douglas of Shawnee State to prevent that ball from going into the outfield, and maybe Adams could have gotten to third if that ball got by.
So A.J. Roush, the leader on the team in runs on the season, will drill one out to right center, but it should fall short. Yes, it will. That is Tanner Lund over there to make the catch, and that will retire the side. So the Bobcats not able to get anything going in the second inning, and we are still tied as we head to the top of the third. You're listening to Ohio Bobcat TV. We welcome you back to Bob Rinn Stadium for the top of the third inning, as due up in the order for Shawnee State, Tyler Lund, Charles Douglas, and Tanner Lund, as the first pitch from Hemmen will miss for a ball. As Tyler Lund, the last time he was up, he was able to force a walk, but was stranded on third base by Braxton Kelly, the starting pitcher for the game, as Hemmen has come in relief, as the next pitch will be fouled off over the Ohio dugout. Count is 1-1. As Tyler Lund, one of the top players on this team, will swing and miss at the 1-1 pitch, make it a 1-2 count now to Lund. as he leads the team with a .343 batting average. The 1-2 will be sent high up into the air, but will go into the stands more than likely and bounce hard against the front row of almost the second deck, so to speak, of Bob Rinn Stadium.
Yeah, and there's a lot of foul ground here too that I have noticed that if that ball does stay in play, you can probably make that play as a catcher, third baseman, first baseman, wherever that you might be.
So the sophomore will wait the next pitch and will miss outside. Count is 2 balls and 2 strikes. As Ohio just trying to play a clean game, but Shawnee State trying to play with a chip on their shoulder as the 2-2 is sent out to left field. No problem for Lucas, and that's 1 away in the inning.
Yeah, it's a nice piece of hitting right there from Lund, showing you why he has such a high average at 343 on the team. Just a little bit late on that as a lefty. I think if he was more on top of that, that would have been a nice little rip right there.
So in comes the senior, Charles Douglas. We'll look at the first pitch. That is low for a ball. Douglas from Reno, Nevada, making his way out east to play some baseball. The 1-0 over the plate that time. Good pitch there from Hemmen.
So cool, too, to see all these different players from all these different places, especially on this Shawnee State Ball Club.
Certainly is. Shawnee State is in Portsmouth, Ohio, not too far away from where we are in Athens. So they do have a good recruiting base from a lot of players in southern Ohio, but also as the 1-1 is sent out to right field. And the catch is made by Cole Williams. So Lund goes down on the F7. Douglas goes down on the F9. And that'll bring on Tanner Lund, the right fielder. As the righty gets into the batter's box. But as we were saying, most of their recruiting base is from a lot of areas in Ohio, but they have a lot of other players from different locations. You got Texas, you got Nevada on their lineup, Kentucky, Arizona. So just a lot of different locations as the 1-0 pitch will be sent foul deep into the grass, well behind the Shawnee State dugout. Count is 1-1.
Lund got a good piece of that ball, too. I think that if he was a little bit earlier on that, he would have put a nice rip out there, would have gotten the Bears on base.
So the junior delivers the pitch. That one sent right down Broadway into shallow center field. Takes a hop before Roush can get to it. And that is a single, the third hit of the day for the Bears.
I'll tell you something here. These Lund brothers seem to be the real deal for this Bears team. I'm really excited to see what they can do. I've been not surprised, but pleasantly surprised to have seen them do such a good job so far in this game.
Well, this is a chance for Shawnee State to really put themselves on the map and show themselves here, as they had that opportunity in Athens a couple years ago, and they played a really great game with the Bobcats. As the first pitch to Snydak will be there for a strike. And this is an opportunity to be able to make amends. If you want to go and move up and play some Division I, you can make your case in these games where you play Akron, you play OU, you show your case what you can do against Division I talent, and this can allow you to make some pretty good waves in the transfer portal potentially. But also, there's a lot of great baseball that's being played in the NAIA and tons of talent that is there, and a lot of them get to shine in summer leagues as well, as the count is 1-2 to Snydak. I mean, getting the broadcast in the GLSCL last year, you saw players from all types of places. You had NJ, National Junior College Athletic Association. You had NAIA talent. As the next hit will go over to Billy Adams at second base, makes the routine play to Patino at first to retire the side. So nothing is added for the Bears, as the Cats will grab the bat for the bottom of the third. When we come back, you're listening to Ohio Baseball on Ohio Bobcat TV. We welcome you back to Bob Rinn Stadium, where we've reached the bottom of the third inning. We are all tied up at 2 as Cedric Granger and Gavin Carrig joining you here as it's a first pitch drive out to right center field, back to the track, and tracking it down is Tyler Lund. That was a loud out there from Alec Patino. He sent that one flying, but fell just short of a home run.
Yeah, that is a very loud first out there. I mean, he did a great piece of hitting. I think he might have been staying a little bit early on that pitch right there. If he was waited like legit a half second later, that ball I think would have been over the fence and would have been 3-2.
Mason Minzy now comes up for his second at-bat. Last time he was up, he was hit by pitch as the first pitch. He'll check swing, and they'll say he did not go, ball number 1. As Cole Williams also due up in the inning, 2, 3, 4 in the order, as Ison has been strong so far today on the mound. The pitch misses outside just by a hair. Count is 2 balls, no strikes. Is Ohio. They had a couple of goals for this game. Be ready, create momentum, and do not overlook this team, as the 2-0 will miss inside that time. Count is 3 balls, no strikes. As there are 2 types of big games on team schedules. The first type is a big game against a conference rival, as the 3-0 on its way. And that one will miss. That's a 4-pitch walk for Mason Minzy. He's aboard for the second time this evening. I'll bring on the right fielder, Cole Williams, working with 1 runner on, 1 down in the bottom of the third inning. 2-2 is our score. And one of the reasons why Ohio has 2 is Cole Williams, who had a 2 RBI single, scoring Mason Minzy and A.J. Roush. The first pitch breaking ball will miss outside. Count is 1-0. As like I was saying earlier, the first type of big game is a conference rivalry game where it's like Ohio versus Kent State, which is coming up at the end of this week. But the second type of big game is when you get to face a bigger school. And some examples of this is when Ohio gets to play against Indiana or Shawnee State against Ohio. And the Cats, they kind of switched that dynamic. They were the underdogs going into that Indiana game. Now they have to stave off a Shawnee State team looking to show themselves, as that one is going to be sent high up into the air from Cole Williams. The right fielder, Tanner Lund, camps underneath it, makes the catch. 2 down in the inning.
He got just under that ball, too. You could see it right there in his face in the way by that he was jogging. He knew he had just missed and got just under that ball. Still a great piece of hitting right now. And I'm still being very surprised right here by Ison. He's doing a very good job. He hasn't been missing too much. When he has, obviously, it has not been over the heart of the plate. It's been a little bit low or outside. Very good job from him so far.
Well, according to head coach Seth Pluta, as the first pitch will be fouled off on the bunt attempt by Colin Kasperbauer. He was telling me that Ison was super pumped to get the opportunity to start this game. He actually was asking to start this game against Ohio, only starting this game not too far away from where he grew up in Wheelersburg, and a big opportunity to pitch against some great talent, especially as a freshman. And so far, he has done pretty well, as the count is 1-1 to Colin Kasperbauer, who flew out to center field the last time he was up. 1-1. Check swing, he did go. Count as 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Yeah, and I would not blame him either for being this pumped up to play a D1 team, because obviously, the quote-unquote big boys, you obviously want to show out against these guys and show them what you can do.
The 1-2 will be fouled off backwards, and we'll do it again at 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 1 runner on, and Mason Minzy, who walked earlier in the inning. We're in the bottom of the third. The pitch, we're going to be sent hard over towards the dugout of Shawnee State. So staying alive is Colin Kasperbauer, just wanting to have those really competitive at-bats. That's something that the players have talked about, as well as Coach Craig Moore has talked about, especially early on in the season, is what they really focused on a lot. As the next pitch will be chopped over to the shortstop, throwing it over to the first baseman. Good play by Douglas to Kitchen to retire the side as Shawnee State keeping the Bobcats at bay for the second inning in a row, and they'll have a chance to try to take the lead as we head to the top of the 4th inning. You're listening to Ohio Bobcat TV. We welcome you to the top of the fourth inning in Athens, Ohio. And right now we've got a ball game. 2-2 is the score between Shawnee State and the Ohio Bobcats. Cedric Granger and Gavin Carrig happy to be joining you on a Tuesday as the first pitch to Brock Kitchen will miss for a ball. As due up in the inning, it's the 5, 6, 7 in the order. Brock Kitchen, Ryan Scott, and Noah Resner, the 1-0, will miss low. Count is 2 balls, no strikes. Is on the mound for Ohio in his third inning of work now is Mitchell Hemmon. Coming in relief of Braxton Kelly, who pitched the first inning. 1 walk, 1 strikeout for his day as the count is 2 balls, 1 strike to Brock Kitchen, who singled back in the second inning the last time he was up, the 2-1 taken low. And now Brock Kitchen finds himself ahead in the count pretty favorably. 3 balls, 1 strike.
Yeah, and when you're up in that 3-1 count, you want to try your best to get on base by any means necessary.
We'll take a big hack at that 3-1. Swings and misses. 3 balls, 2 strikes. As here comes a big payoff pitch coming to start this fourth inning. And what's been a great battle, Ohio led 2-0 after 1, tied 2-2 after 2, and the payoff pitch will be fouled off. So we'll do it again for Brock Kitchen. As sometimes you get weird things that happen in these midweek games. We've seen it on the national landscape where number 1 LSU got upset by Louisiana in a midweek game. The 3-2 pitch is going to be sent into shallow center field. A.J. Roush is back there, will make the catch, and that's 1 away in the inning.
Yeah, it's a good AB right there, though, to begin this inning for Brock Kitchen because obviously he got on base last time, and then that home run from Noah Resner was the game-tying run, as we know now, for the Bears. Just trying to gain that guy on base to begin the inning for any team is what you want to try and do. So let's see now what they can do here.
First pitch swinging is Ryan Scott. Will be sent into foul territory near the on-deck circle. And being able to come down with that catch is the catcher, Finney. What a play.
That's a great play right there, Cedric. That ball, it looked to almost come out and then come back into the stands as well. Great play right there to keep that ball in. As you went down with it, a great play overall. Love that.
One of the goals for this game for Ohio, like we said earlier, create momentum for yourselves. And plays like that one made by Alex Finney, being able to bring that one down on the on-deck circle of the Bears, pretty impressive. 2 down in the inning. The first pitch to Noah Resner will miss outside, and he's shown himself to be a big bat for his team. Already has the homer, the 1-0. Nice fastball delivered there from Hemmon. And the count's evened up, 1 ball, 1 strike. The next pitch, 1-1. Again, working that outside portion of the zone is a play like that made by Finney, Gavin. That's just so huge for your team.
It is because it really gets the team going, it gets the bench going, it gets the crowd going. That's exactly what you want to do.
Oh, rung him up. Great pitch there from Hemmon to retire the side. 1-2-3, down they go as we head to the bottom of the fourth inning. Will the Bobcats be able to break the tie? We'll find out. You're listening to Ohio Bobcat TV. We welcome you back to Bob Rinn Stadium for the bottom of the fourth inning as there is a new pitcher on the mound for the Bears. It is Dylan Bernard who will be coming onto the fray. He's from Washington Courthouse, Ohio, not too far away, working that way towards Xenia. Righty arm will deliver his first pitch, which will be hit by Alex Finney over to the shortstop, and then giving a nice little throw there is Douglas, and it is in time for Kitchen to scoop it up. One down.
Yeah, it's a nice play right there over by the shortstop right there, just to real quickly get the ball up but still have enough time to where you were able to make a good throw, quick throw, accurate throw as well to get Alex Finney there out at the first base bag, who made that great play behind the dish earlier on in this ball game.
That'll bring on Trevor Lucas, who will look at the first pitch, slides back from it, and that's a ball. 1-0 is the count. We're making our way through this game about 51 minutes in on a moderately temperate day. We've been hovering around the mid to high 50s today as we've hit a little bit of a colder streak. I believe this is winter's last little hurrah before summer completely takes it over. But temperatures were around freezing last night as we're sitting in about the mid 50s right now. The 1-1 is going to be chopped over to the third base side. It looked like it stayed fair originally, but may have hit a little bit foul as the umpires blow that one dead. Counts 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Yeah, and definitely playing too in this colder type of temperature. Not, it's not 40s and 50s. It's about mid 50s ish, but it's definitely not 70s, 80s, 90s where the ball will fly a lot more compared to this cold weather where the ball's going to sit a little bit more. So you really have to try and play around that factor here today.
His 12th appearance of the season, Dylan Bernard will deliver that pitch and rings up Trevor Lucas. He goes down looking. 2 up, 2 down for the 6'6" pitcher.
Yeah, that's a pretty tall guy out there on the mound. I know that whenever I face bigger guys that are on the mound, you almost kind of feel a little bit more intimidated because they're so tall and that ball's going to be coming in so much faster too.
First pitch to Nick Dolan will miss inside as Bernard's coming in relief of Eisen, who had a good start. 3 innings pitched, 2 hits, 2 runs, 2 earned runs, 1 walk. No strikeouts, pretty solid there for Shawnee State as the 1-0 breaking ball will miss inside. Count as 2 balls, no strikes as Shawnee State is preparing for the Mid-South League tournament as we'll see a hit by pitch. Dolan takes that one on the hands and he'll be aboard at first.
That's the third hit by pitch, or third batter hit by a pitch, I should say. For this game for the Bobcats. Something maybe, a little trend this game, maybe the Shawnee State pitchers not having as much accuracy as you would have wanted. So, I mean, again, giving up these free bases is not what you want to do. That's not how you want to try and win ball games.
To the Bears' credit, they've been able to manage those situations so far pretty well whenever they've had hit by pitches or walks, as the first pitch to Billy Adams will miss low and outside. Count is 1-0. As when I talked to Billy Adams this past week, he was really hyped up to get to play at Indiana as there were thousands of people in the crowd for that game. And just being able to play in that Big Ten stadium was cool as Dolan will go. The throw down to second base, sliding in is Dolan underneath the tag. He's safe.
It's a nice piece of base running right there by Nick Dolan. He got a very good jump off of first base. Catcher's arm was also very good. He was able to get under that tag, a great stolen base, swiping it right away.
Count is 2-0 to Billy Adams. As for Shawnee State, they also kind of get that feeling getting to play in a pretty big stadium as the pitch is swung on and missed for strike number 1. As when I talked to Coach Pluta about this, he said that to his guys, this is something that you'll never forget, getting to play teams like Akron and Ohio and just having those opportunities to compete, as Billy Adams will send that one to the second baseman, fielding it on one hop, throwing it down to first base, and that will retire the side. So 1 runner gets aboard for Ohio, but not able to score for the 3rd inning straight. We're still tied as we go into the top of the 5th inning. You're listening to Ohio Bobcat TV. We've reached the top of the 5th inning at Bob Rinn Stadium, where we are still tied up 2-2 between the Bobcats and the Bears. As due up in the inning was the 8, 9, and 1 in the order, Dylan Driscoll, Zach Gasper, and Tyler Lund. As the first pitch will miss low from Hemmen, who's in his 4th inning of work now. Came in relief of Braxton Kelly, who went 1 inning. And we knew that before the game, as Coach Moore said. He just wanted to get Kelly a couple opportunities to get out there and pitch since he didn't get to over the weekend. The 2-0 swung on and missed. Nice fastball high in the zone, able to blow it by Driscoll.
He is chasing that high fastball too. Again, as a batter, it's a very tempting pitch.
2-1. Now this time after going high, he goes low. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
That's a nice pitch right there too from Hemmen. Mixing the batter's eye level is what you want to do.
And the 2-2 goes outside for the swing and miss there from Dylan Driscoll. Went high, went low, went outside, and that's how you pick up a K.
That's exactly right, Cedric. That's really how you want to do it. On the money, 1, 2, 3, go high, go low, change up the direction. That's exactly how you want to play.
3rd strikeout of the day for Driscoll, as Gasper will swing at the first pitch and foul it off into the grass next to the Ohio dugout to make the count 0-1, as Gasper, the last time he was up, struck out swinging, and that was the first strikeout for Mitchell Hemmen, which retired the side in the top of the 2nd. One of the lefty batters on this team is the 0-1. Will be a fastball right down Broadway. Count is 0-2.
It's a nice pitch right there from Mitchell Hemmen to also get ahead in the count 0-2. Let's see what he can do here.
Trying to keep things going. The 0-2 is going to be sent into center field, and it'll be down for a base hit. As getting to first with no problem is Zach Gasper, and that's his first hit of the day and the 4th one of the evening for the Shawnee State Bears. As we said earlier, some weird things tend to happen in these midweek games. We already cited Louisiana and LSU, but also another huge upset that happened 2 weeks ago. Indiana State. They got a big win against the Vanderbilt Commodores, who are ranked top 6 in the nation, and they beat them pretty good on the road in Nashville. So you've got to always make sure you bring your A game for these midweek games. And like I said, Ohio has struggled. They lost to Kentucky 2-9. That's a top 15 Kentucky team, as the first pitch to Tyler Lund was missed for a ball, as the second pitch be on its way and will be sent high up into the air. Should be in shallow right center field. Billy Adams looking for it, makes the catch, and that's 2 down in the inning. And that'll bring on Tyler Lund, or that'll bring on Charles Douglas, rather. Tyler Lund goes down on the pop fly to second base. But then they played against Morehead State in a game that saw a lot of offense, 14-19 loss on the road. Then they played Morehead State again, this time at home, losing that one 2-15, as the first pitch to Douglas will miss outside. And then they had the matchup against Marshall, where they lost that one 6-8. So they're 0-4 on the season, as the pickoff attempt will not be in time. Count remains 1-0 to Charles Douglas, but it goes to show that these midweek games, they kind of have a different approach, so to speak, from your weekend games, where you have your normal starting rotation sort of ready for those weekend games, as the 1-0 pitch swung on and missed by Douglas. But when it comes to MAC play, Ohio's been very solid this season.
Very good. They have I think it was the 4th, or tied for the 4th best record in the MAC conference.
Yep, a 4-way tie for first, as the 1-1 is there for a strike. Trying to get out of the inning is Hemmen, who, aside from the home run, has been rock solid on the mound.
He absolutely has been. He's been limiting solid hits again besides that home run. A very good job so far.
The 1-2 just misses inside. Count is evened up, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down in the top of the 5th inning. We're all tied up, 2 apiece at Bob Rinn Stadium. You got 2s all over the place on a Tuesday.
I see what you did there.
There'll be more where that came from. The 2-2. That one will miss low, and the count runs full.
It's a good block, too, right there from behind the plate. You definitely spend here with this huge backstop. You definitely don't want to try and get that ball past here. It's going to be a free base.
So with the count full, chance to get out of the inning for Hemmen. He'll set up on the mound, delivers his pitch, runner goes, and will be fouled off hard down the third base line. And here we go again, 3 balls, 2 strikes to Charles Douglas, who is 0 for 2 on the day, as the bullpen being pretty active out there in the outfield to do some shagging. And now the payoff pitch coming to Douglas. The 3-2 will miss outside. That's ball number 4. Douglas able to draw the walk.
Yeah, it's a good piece of hitting right there from Charles Douglas. Obviously, he was down in the count, I believe 0-2, 1-2, worked his way back to a full count. That's exactly what you want. You want good quality at-bats if you're in the batter's box. And now he's at first base. 2 guys on, 2 outs. Let's see what the Bears can do here.
Gasper is on second. He reached originally on a single and then advanced to second on the walk. Charles Douglas is on first because of the walk and will bring us to Tanner Lund. Working with 2 runners on the pitch. Fastball on the lower inside portion of the zone for count, or to make the count 0-1. As we were talking about, Ohio really good in MAC play this season. They have only 1 series loss on the year, and that was to Central Michigan at home. As the 0-1 on its way, looks like a changeup. That'll miss for a ball. But they have series wins over Bowling Green, Northern Illinois, a sweep over Eastern Michigan, a sweep over Toledo, and of course the memorable 2-1 series win over the Red Hawks in the Battle of the Bricks. Hemmon will look at second base, now deliver the 1-1. And that will miss low once again, bouncing into the turf a little bit. 2 balls, 1 strike.
It's always different too here to see, the ball will take a different bounce here on the turf compared to a natural grass field. So you always gotta play into that factor.
Hemmon steps up. The 2-1's going to be sent high into shallow center field. Being able to make the call for it is Dolan. Good communication by the fielders for Ohio, and that retires the side. So 1 extra hit added onto the board for the Bears, but not able to break this tie. We've been at the same score for now 3 whole innings, and we'll see if the Cats can break the tie. You're listening to Ohio Bobcat TV. We welcome you back to Bob Wren Stadium for the bottom of the 5th inning. We have a great game on our hands, 2-2 between the Bobcats and the Bears is due up in the inning. It's the top of the order. A.J. Roush, Alec Patino, and Mason Minzy as the first pitch breaking ball will miss outside for ball number 1. And the count is 1-0 for Roush. As Dylan Bernard did really well in his first inning of work, now into his second inning will deliver one that is low in the zone. Count is 1 ball, 1 strike.
Yeah, it's a good pitch right there, too, from Bernard to keep it low in the zone, because if not, Roush can pounce on that ball and probably drive it out somewhere pretty good.
Sure can. Roush, one of the most talented hitters on this Ohio team that's trying to keep the vibes still pretty positive. They had a lot of players that were upset after the Indiana series, as the 2-1 will be fouled off the top of the bat for strike number 2. But Coach Moore, he's really excited to see that his guys have that mindset of wanting more out of themselves and having that want to use the feeling of being upset after a loss and turn it into drive as the 2-2 is going to get past the second baseman Driscoll and into the outfield. Make it 2 hits on the day for A.J. Roush.
Roush showing again, as we just said, Cedric, how he is one of the best hitters on this team, and his average certainly goes to show that. That's a great play right there, too, by the second baseman of Shawnee State to try and dive to his left. He was a little bit behind it. I think if he would dove a little bit earlier, maybe jumped a little bit, he could have had that. Still a great effort right there.
Cats break their 3 straight innings of no hits as Roush will go. The throw to second base a little bit offline, and the speed of Roush able to make it another stolen base here for the Bobcats. That is their 5th one of the evening.
They are running all around the bases tonight, and you know what? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Stolen bases are some of the best things in the ballgame.
So Alec Patino with his 3rd at-bat. He's 0 for 2. Roush will go, and that one will be a pass ball getting between the catcher's legs, and Roush will get the 3rd, and that's some effective base running.
Absolutely, and Roush again heads up base running. He was already going. That ball was through the catcher's legs right there. Not much that you can really do as a catcher if he's already going and the ball's already passed. But you know what? No outs. Guy on 3rd, prime position for the Bobcats to put a run on the board here.
The 2-0 pitch. That one will be a wild pitch way over the head of the catcher. No play at home, and that'll break the tie. A.J. Roush able to be very effective on the base pass. He comes across in the wild pitch.
Yeah, and that's not what you want to do, obviously, if you're Dylan Bernard. Not the best right there, but you know what? Try and take a breath here, regroup. Now there's no one on the base paths. Regroup, see what you can do from here.
But Patino, he is up in the count. 3 balls, no strikes to pitch. That'll miss outside. That's a 4-pitch walk. And the Cats off to a pretty strong start. Is one of the tendencies with these midweek games and in the last games in series, it tends to be all about offense, offense, offense. Well, today, score has been a little bit lower. 3-2, Cats in front of the Bears. And you've got to give hats off to both of the pitchers, or all the pitchers now that there's been 4 pitchers. The pickoff attempt to Patino. Slow throw just to keep them honest. No count yet to Mason Minzy, who's been on first base twice today. As it looks like there will be a coaches meeting called by head coach Seth Pluta. As there are a couple of different games going on right now in the Mid-American Conference. Toledo is at Dayton, as it looks like we will see a new pitcher from the bullpen here potentially. So we'll see a pitcher's change. When we come back, we'll see who the new guy is on the mound for Shawnee State. You listen to Bobcat TV. We welcome you back to Bob Wren Stadium, where we have a pitcher's change here in the bottom of the 5th inning, as the new pitcher is Garrett Goodwin.
Yeah, Garrett Goodwin, the junior, yes, junior out of Ashland, Ohio, right-handed pitcher, 5'10", 200 pounds, coming at the bullpen. I'm intrigued to see what he can do here. Bernard had, I think, a pretty solid outing, so I'm wondering what Garrett Goodwin can do on the mound now.
Once again, Shawnee State does have a big series coming up against the 2 seed in the conference, Cumberland, out in Tennessee. As Patino will go down to second base. Having some trouble with it is Snydak, and stealing second is Patino. Count is 1-1 to Mason Minzy, who fouled off the first pitch hard for a strike, and the second pitch missed for a ball. Count is 1-1 to Minzy, who's been hit by pitch and has walked. Going against a righty arm in Goodwin, who will set up on the mound. The 1-1 will miss low. Count is 2 balls, 1 strike. As Dylan Bernard, who went 1 inning, allowed 1 hit, 1 run, 1 strikeout. For the relief pitcher, would be in line for the loss if the score were to hold. Ohio up 3-2 as they took the lead due to an A.J. Roush run off of a wild pitch, as the 2-1 will miss low and outside for ball number 3.
And Goodwin so far not being able to find the zone too much. Of course, he's just coming at the pen, might be a little bit cold still. Trying to get into this ball game, get the flow going.
The 3-1 will be low in the turf, and that's ball number 4. So Mason Minzy, 3 for 3 at getting on first base, 2 walks and a hit by pitch. Finding ways to get on in any way that he can, as Patino is on second after he stole second. Mason Minzy on first. And now Cole Williams will come back up to bat as the lefty works with 2 runners on. As Cats trying to add to this lead that they just took this inning, as the pitch is going to be sent deep to right field, to the track, to the wall, and will fall down just in front of the wall. And the right fielder having some trouble with it. All the runners rounding third, Patino to third, but Minzy will stay at second. And that's another RBI for Cole Williams, his 3rd one of the day. Cats in front, 4-2.
That's a great rip right there from Cole Williams, the right fielder. He did very well. That ball was almost out of the park. Right fielder had a little bit of a tough read. Might have gotten caught in the light breeze here at Bob Wren. But overall, a great piece of hitting. Another RBI. Now no outs. Guys on second and third base for the Cats. Let's see if they can do even more damage here in the bottom of 5.
To specify, that is an RBI double for Cole Williams. He sits at second base as the first pitch over to Casper Bauer is going to get past the first baseman. How about another ribby? In comes Minzy. Williams coming home, trying to turn it to a double, and it will be a double for Colin Casper Bauer. The throw will be over the head of the second baseman. And Ohio starting to make the bat sing out here in Athens. They're in front 6-2.
That's a great piece of hitting right there from Colin Casperbauer. Maybe a little bit lucky that the ball went under the first baseman's glove there, but still a great heads-up play to get to second base. He thought, hey, I have the wheels. Why not try and extend it? That's exactly what he did. Great piece of base running, heads-up baseball.
So back-to-back doubles, a double-double, so to speak. Ohio is sponsored by McDonald's, so we'll call it a McDouble. As they lead 6-2, bringing in the catcher, Alex Finney, will look at the first pitch for a strike from Garrett Goodwin, as Ohio able to put up 4 runs in the inning, as they've taken advantage of Garrett Goodwin so far today. They got 1 runner on in Colin Casperbauer, and the count is 0-1. The pitch will miss low, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. As you talked earlier a little bit about having a little bit of luck out there, Gavin, but one thing that can help you to get more and more lucky is if you keep sending balls into play and forcing mistakes, those types of things can happen.
Yeah, I mean, if you do, as you just said, put more balls into play, put more balls into the field of play, it gives you more chance to not only get, good solid hits, good solid contact, but as well as, giving some players the opportunity to make that mistake and capitalizing by putting runs on the board.
Count is 2-1 as the junior from Ashland delivers the pitch. Will be chopped over to the third baseman, and he'll throw it all the way across the infield for out number 1. The throw's in time as Finney goes down on the 5-3, and that was good work by Scott just to take a little glance at second base to keep Casper Bauer at second.
Yeah, just to make sure that he doesn't try any funny business. As we've seen, he is a very heads-up base runner from that first to second run that he had when the ball went all the way over the shortstop, I believe it was, over his head. Again, a great piece of fielding work for that to make sure he does not move up to third base.
First pitch to Trevor Lucas is there for a ball as Lucas 0 for 2 on the day. He's got the fly out into foul territory where the catch was made by the man behind the dish, Snidak, and then struck out looking, which is the first strikeout for Dylan Bernard of the day. Has taken a pretty good lead off is Colin Casperbauer. The 1-0 pitch is there on the money for strike number 1.
Yeah, and you can see Colin Casperbauer out there just kind of messing with the pitcher's head, giving him a little bit of this, a little bit of that while he is on the base pass. Gets in the pitcher's head. That's what you want to do.
So good one. Will look back once, then deliver the pitch low and outside for ball number 2. Count is 2-1 to Trevor Lucas.
Good one so far out of the pen. He has not been able to find the strike zone as much as I think that he and the coaches would have wanted. So let's see if he can rebound here.
Lucas in his 16th game played. He played 10 last year. So getting that step up as he'll send one deep to left field. Trying to track it down is a Casper back there. He's able to bring it down. Tagging up is Casper Bauer. He'll go to third. So a productive out, but the second out nevertheless.
I will tell you what, Colin Casper Bauer, he's got some speed out there. This guy can run, and I think that's exactly what you want as a coach, to try and get the wheels going, get these guys going from first to second to third all the way to home. Great piece of base running right there from Colin Casper Bauer.
You ain't lying, Gavin. I look up for half a second, and he's already to third base as the first pitch to Dolan's going to be hit high up into the sky. The shortstop Douglas tracking it down, makes the catch, and that is out number 3. But not before the Bobcats can put up not 2, not 3, but 4 runs. It's A.J. Roush, Alec Patino, Mason Minzy, and Cole Williams all able to cross as the Cats have opened up things. They lead 6-2 as we head into the top of the 6th inning. You listen to Bobcat TV. It's the top of the 6th inning at Bob Wren Stadium as we're starting to see a little bit of peaks of blue in the sky. The lights are on, shining bright for this matchup between the Ohio Bobcats and the Shawnee State Bears. It's 6-2 as the Cats open things up in the 5th inning as the new pitcher on the mound is Tyler Peck, the sophomore from Oak Creek, Wisconsin, who will miss inside and low for ball number 1 to the leadoff batter of this inning, Noah Snidak, who will send one deep to left field and will just go foul just by about an inch or two. That one was close.
I'll be honest, I thought that ball was fair there for that first little second play, I had to wait for the umpire to try and give that foul ball call. That was, as you just said, about an inch away from being a fair ball. Nice piece of hitting right there from Noah Snydak.
On Snydak's day, he's grounded out to first base and hit into a 4-3 fielder's choice as the 1-1 will be chopped over to the first baseman. How about a little deja vu stepping on the bag is Patino, and down goes Noah Snydak. So that'll bring on Brock Kitchen as Tyler Peck awaits, making his 13th appearance of the season. 5.25 ERA, pitched 13 innings and 9 appearances last year, and now getting to kind of step up, get a couple of more outings today. He looks to have a strong outing as the first pitch to Brock Kitchen will be sent over the second base bag, but making a nifty play is Dolan at shortstop. 2 up, 2 down.
That's a great play over there from Dolan. A very good job of not letting the bag try and influence that too much, because with those balls straight up the middle, as we just saw from Kitchen, the ball can maybe bounce off the second base bag, but a great play from Dolan over there short to get that sure out.
So that'll bring in the righty, Scott, who will look at the first pitch. That'll be there for a strike. Good first pitch there from Peck, trying to make quick work of the Bears lineup. The 4-5-6 heart of the order. Next pitch will miss inside and low for ball number 1 as Ryan Scott from Hillsboro, Ohio, a sophomore shortstop and pitcher. He's made 5 appearances as a pitcher, as well as being a field player. As that one will go to Casper Bauer. Long throw. Can he beat it? Yes, he beats the runner. Nice throw to Patino. And that retires the side. 1, 2, 3 they go. Cats up in front by 4, and they'll look to build up that lead when we come back for the bottom of the 6th. You're listening to Ohio Bobcat TV. We welcome you back to Athens, home of the Ohio Bobcats, as they lead 6-2 in the bottom of the 6th inning against the Shawnee State Bears. Cedric Granger and Gavin Carrick here with you, as leading off the inning is Billy Adams, the 9-hole hitter, who will take the first pitch from a Goodwin for a strike. Is also due up in the inning A.J. Roush and Alec Patino, as Ohio wants to keep the bats humming. They scored 4 runs in the 5th, as Billy Adams will send one to right center field, down for a base hit. Billy Adams rounding first, but then will go back over to first. How about a leadoff single for the 2nd inning in a row for the Cats, as they want to keep things going, keep things rolling. They have 6 hits on the day, make it now 7.
Yeah, it's a great piece of hitting right there from this freshman out of Medina, Ohio. No wonder why he's batting .315 now, a little bit more than that. Probably now .316, .317. Great piece of hitting right there from the freshman.
Yeah, he's had a strong freshman campaign. Also a great guy off the field. As we have A.J. Roush coming up to the plate, we'll look at the first pitch for a ball, as When talking to Coach Pluta, his message to his team for this game is just about relaxing and having fun, enjoying that time that they get to play on the field together. And it makes sense Coach Pluta would say that, as there's a pickoff attempt over to first base, not in time, because Coach Pluta played recently on Shawnee State. He was a pitcher for the team for 5 seasons and then took the sports information director job as well as the baseball coaching job as well. As the original head coach for this season had to leave for personal reasons. But there to step up when his number was called was Coach Pluta. But they are looking for a coach at Shawnee State, and they are doing a search as Billy Adams will go. Sliding in, having some trouble being able to bring that one in is Driscoll, and that's another stolen base for the Cats. I'm starting to lose count. They are rolling when it comes to the base pass.
They absolutely are. Reminded me of Willie Mays Hayes from Major League right there. He's always going all across the base pass there, and this Bobcats team is doing the same thing, just running all over Shawnee State. That's gonna help you win ball games big time.
There you go, Gavin, naming the legends out here. Love it, love it. Count is 3-0 to A.J. Roush, who is 2 for 3 on the day. The pitch is going to be chopped hard into the second and third base gap. The delivery is there in time on the fielder's choice, as Billy Adams does advance to third as a result, but Roush goes down on the 6-3. That'll bring on Alec Patino, the first baseman. It's 1 for 3 on the evening, as the lefty works with 1 runner on. And Billy Adams on third base. Goodwin in the second inning of work will deliver the pitch. That one is low. Being able to just stop it is Snydak. Count is 1-0.
Good job right there from Noah Snydak, making sure that that ball does not get past him, because if it did, Adams would have probably scored.
Tino, transfer from the junior college ranks himself, and he's had a great season. Still chop that one over to Goodwin at first base. He does a nice little fake to third and throws back to first. Good defense there by Goodwin, showcasing that at pitcher. You can't just be throwing heat. You've got to also be pretty smart defensively, and he certainly got that skill.
Absolutely. That is a very high IQ baseball player right there from Garrett Goodwin, making sure that Adams did not score from third base, obviously trying to keep the score right where it is at 6-2.
So that's 2 away in the inning, and we'll bring on Mason Minzy. Try to drive in Billy Adams. He'll send one deep to center field, making a couple steps back to make that catch as Tyler Lund, and that retires the side. So Shawnee State strands 1 in scoring position as they trail by 4 as we head to the top of the 7th inning. You're listening to Ohio Bobcat TV. It's the top of the 7th inning at Bob Rinn Stadium, where the Bobcats lead the Bears 6-2. As leading off for Shawnee State is Noah Resner, the designated hitter, as the first pitch will go low for ball number 1 from Tyler Peck. Count is 1-0. As also due up in the inning, Dylan Driscoll and Zach Gasper for the Bears, as the 1-0 will be waved at and missed. Count is 1 ball, 1 strike. Cedric Granger and Gavin Carrick joining you live from Athens, Ohio on a nice moderately temperate day. 55 degrees. Count as 2 balls, 1 strike to Noah Resner, who had the home run earlier in the game. That was in the second inning. As the next pitch will miss for a ball. Count as 2 balls, 2 strikes. And it was a 2 RBI home run over the right center field wall as he'll look at the 2-2. Ringing him up is Tyler Peck. Nice pitch hitting that inside portion of the zone. And down goes Resner.
It's a very nice pitch right there from Peck right there. He was able to, as we've seen multiple Ohio pitchers, work the count, work the plate, work high and low. That's exactly how you want to do it, especially out of the bullpen for Peck.
So that is a backwards K for Tyler Peck, as Dylan Driscoll will take the first pitch for a strike. Driscoll 0 for 2 with a ground out and a strikeout, and we'll watch the next pitch go low and outside, no swing, as there was some good speed there from Peck. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 down in the top of the 7th inning. Ohio in front 6-2, as sending that one to the third baseman is Driscoll. Nice play by Kasserbauer, throws it in time to Patino. 2 runners up, 2 runners down, and that'll bring us to the 9-hole hitter, Zach Gasper.
Nice little 5-3 right there. Being able to make sure that he fielded the ball very cleanly right there, making sure he didn't bobble at anything. The transition from the glove to his hand was good. Throw over to Patino over at first. Great little play, now 2 down.
So in comes the lefty left fielder, Zach Gasper. Will take the first pitch fastball for strike number 1. It's been a big turnaround for Shawnee State on this season. They started off 3-32, but are 5-3 in their last 8. A pretty good turnaround, as the 0-1's going to be sent over to Dolan at shortstop. Will take his time, delivers it to Patino just in time. And that is 3 up, 3 down. Make it 6 straight retired for Tyler Peck, as the Cats will look to add some more insurance when we head to the bottom of the 7th. It's time to stand up and stretch. You're listening to Ohio Bobcat TV. We welcome you back to Bob Rinn Stadium for the bottom of the 7th inning, where the Cats lead the Bears 6-2. Cedric Granger and Gavin Carrick joining you from Athens. We just got to stand up and stretch a little bit. Now it's time to play some more baseball, as we have reached the final stretch of the game, as there is a new pitcher on the mound. His first pitch breaking ball will go into the back of Cole Williams, and he'll be aboard at first base. But who's the new pitcher?
Cedric, we have got senior Ricky Diebel, the Gold Coast, Australia native. That's really cool. From the Gateway Community College in Arizona is where he played ball. Before this, the 6-foot left-hander, southpaw, out of the bullpen. Not how you want to start. Obviously, little hit by pitch. Let's see if he can rebound.
We'll do a little pickoff attempt there, not in time, just to keep Cole Williams at bay at first base. As due up in the inning, Colin Casperbauer and Alex Finney, as well as Cole Williams, who's already aboard. The 4, 5, 6 in the order for the Bobcats, looking to get their 16th win on the season, as that one will be fouled off the first base side, maybe a couple inches away from the bag of staying fair for Casperbauer, as the count is, I believe, 0-1. Get the score up there. As Casperbauer will sit in to the batter's box. And the pitch is a breaking ball. That'll miss inside for a ball. Count is evened up, 1 ball, 1 strike. Colin Casperbauer, the last time he was up was in the 5th inning, and he made it count. It was a 2 RBI double for Casperbauer. The 1-1, he's going to send it to left center field. Will it get down? A sliding catch made by Casper. What a play by the outfielder.
That's a great play right there by Casper. Sometimes it can be very difficult to judge that ball coming in, especially I believe he is a right-hander. Yes, he is, because you have to get your glove up there, make sure that you're sliding correctly, make sure, especially not to hurt yourself this late in the season with big games such as conference games, trying to push for that. As we talked to Coach Pluta about that, this team trying to push for those play-in games for the tournament.
Yeah, their regular season is ending with this game, as the first pitch breaking ball from Ricky Diebel will miss outside for a ball to Alex Finney, the catcher, who is 0 for 3 on the evening. Diebel, the 4th pitcher to be used by the Bears. As we'll have the pickoff attempt there. And it is in time. Wow. Good tag there by the first baseman, Kitchen, and that is 2 outs in the inning.
And that's something right there that as a lefty pitcher, Diebel has got to his advantage. He has that quick little pickoff move because really you can't tell if he's going up and to you as a first baseman or if he's coming up and to home plate. So very nice pickoff move right there from Ricky Diebel.
So just like that, Alex Finney has to try to keep the Cats alive with no runners on now. Count is 2 balls, no strikes. We're seeing a lot of breaking stuff from Diebel so far.
A lot so far, and he hasn't really been able to locate too much, leaving a lot of high stuff, and you don't want to leave those high off-speed pitches up in the zone.
This time he goes to the fastball, will miss outside, and up in the count is Finney. 3 balls, no strikes, as Ohio and Shawnee State, they have played 3 times since 2009. The Cats have won all 3, as the 3-0 pitch will be there for a strike. It was an 8-3 win in 2009 by the Cats. Then it was a 9-1 win by Ohio in 2017. And then, as we talked a lot about earlier in the game, the 2018 game, as the 3-1 will miss down low. That is a walk for Alex Finney. He's aboard at first base, taking the place of Cole Williams, who was caught stealing just moments ago. But in 2018, Ohio won 6-5. That was a walk-off win in the 10th inning. It took a really clutch performance by the Cats late, as it was first baseman Rudy Rott hitting that walk-off home run. As up to bat now is Trevor Lucas, working with 1 runner on the pitch. Be a high fastball missing the zone. Count is 1-0.
And it's a good miss right there, too, from Ricky Diebel. Not able to find the zone on that pitch, but he's gotten a little bit more control as he's gotten into things here.
The 1-0 pitch. It's going to be skied high into shallow left center field. Backing up to make the catch is Douglas, and that will retire the side. So a good first inning for Ricky Diebel as he retires the side, but Ohio still in front comfortably, 6-2, as we head into the top of the 8th inning. You're listening to Bobcat TV. Yeah,
That
right
was
on the money. It's the top of the eighth inning at Bob Rinn Stadium, where the Ohio Bobcats lead the Shawnee State Bears 6-2. As due up in the inning, it's back to the top of the order for the fifth time today, or should I say fourth time today, rather. Tyler Lund, Charles Douglas, and Tanner Lund, the 1-2-3 are due up as they're going against a new pitcher in Hudson Bonkel. First pitch swinging by the lefty batter Lund is sent foul. Count is 0-1 as the new pitcher Hudson Bonkel, sophomore from Corona, California, will deliver the next pitch. It'll be chopped lightly over down the first base line. Bonkel able to make a spinning throw down the first base. What a play by Hudson.
That's a great play right there from Hudson Bonkel. First play of the game. How do you do? Get a little involved there. It's exactly what you want from a pitcher early on.
So one runner up, one runner down as Charles Douglas comes to the fray. He is 0 for 2 on the day with a walk. At Shawnee State, they put up 2 runs in this game so far. It was a home run by Resner as the first pitch is swung on and missed for strike number 1. But in their last game against Georgetown, or last series against Georgetown, rather, as the 0-1 misses high for a ball, they put up some pretty decent offensive numbers. They put up 8 runs, 9 runs, and 4 runs respectively. So they were able to get some offense going fairly consistently. And Coach Pluto was really buzzing about how the Bears have shown so much growth. To have a coaching change and start the season very rough and find a way to really dig in is huge, as the next pitch will be hit hard to right field, and making the catch no problem is Cole Williams. And that's 2 runners up, 2 runners down. That is 8 straight batters retired.
Yeah, and that really goes to show you, if you are the OU pitching coach, you obviously have to be very proud with how you have started this game and how the bullpen has done so far throughout the rest of this game coming in.
Yeah, especially with this being more of a bullpen day, so to speak. Braxton Kelly did get the start. He went 1 inning of work, no runs, struck out 1, and Mitchell Hemman came in, gave a solid 4 innings as the 1-0 we fouled backwards by Tanner Lund. Count is 1 ball, 1 strike. But Mitchell Hemman ate some innings up in the middle there. 4 innings pitched, 4 hits, 2 runs, 2 earned runs, 1 walk as the 1-1 will be there right on the money for strike number 2. Bonkel needs just 1 more strike. And Peck gave a solid 2 innings as well, yielding nothing as the 1-2 pitch on its way. Fastball right over the zone, and they'll say that he did not go. Tough call for Bonkel. I thought that was a strike.
I thought it was too. I know that he did not go in the box, but I thought the pitch was there.
The 2-2 will miss low, and now the count runs full. And this is a chance to really bounce back here if you're the sophomore Hudson Bonkel on the mound. The 3-2. And rung him up, thinking it was a walk, was Tanner Lund. But the umpire said, no, sir. We're headed to the bottom of the 8th inning. Good piece of pitching from Hudson Bonkel, as the Cats will look to add some more to their lead. They're up 6-2 as we head to the bottom of the 8th. You're listening to Bobcat TV. made it to the bottom of the 8th inning where the Bobcats lead 6-2 over the visiting Shawnee State Bears. Cedric Granger and Gavin Carrig here with you on a Tuesday, as we've got a new pitcher on the mound as the pitcher roulette continues to spin in circles. It's Paul Kindervater making his 10th appearance. All of them have been out of the pen, and he'll go against Nick Dolan, Billy Adams, and A.J. Roush throws his first pitch there for a strike. Is again, with any coach, you always want to see your guys being able to throw strikes. And Coach Pluta, sometimes you maybe have pitchers or coaches that are really focused on what type of pitches that his guys are throwing, as Dolan will send that one over to the shortstop. Douglas will have to make a play trying to throw it, and off the bag was Kitchen. Getting the first base bag is Nick Dolan, and he's aboard at first.
Yeah, it's a good piece of hitting right there, making sure he was on top of the ball, kept his hands through it. A bit lucky right there because the shortstop made a very nice play, fielded it very cleanly. The throw just a little bit behind, could not keep on the bag, so he's on first, no outs.
That'll bring up Billy Adams as the pitch, who will miss outside for a ball, as we'll see if they score it as an error. They're going to call it an error at shortstop, so that's an E6 that Dolan is aboard. And that'll be the first error of the day that cost them a base, as the 1-0 will miss down low. Good eye by Adams. Count is 2 balls, no strikes. But as I was saying, he's not too focused on the types of pitches that they're throwing as long as they are strikes. Call those the bare necessities for these pitchers. The 2-0. Over the plate for strike number 1. A good fastball. A little bit of a fist bump there for Paul Kindervater, as he's coming in relief of Ricky Diebel, who pitched one really solid inning. Pickoff attempt, not in time, as it always helps to just be able to keep those runners honest. We saw last inning that Cole Williams was able to be caught by Diebel on one of those.
Yeah, and Diebel, the lefty southpaw, did a great job with that fake leg kick there to get him.
2-1's going to be sent foul into the screen, and the count is 2 balls, 2 strikes. Is this evening starting to turn quite pretty in the sky? Got little peaks of blue with little bits of clouds. As despite the colder temperatures, we do know that summer is on the horizon. And Gavin Carrig, you're going to be calling a lot of games out in here. You remember the name, everybody. He'll be the voice of the Copperheads. The 2-2. Dolan will go. The throw down to second is going to be way offline, and Dolan's going to go for more. He's going to third. No throw down, and that's the way to take advantage.
It is, and yes, I am so stoked about this to be being able to call games here at Bob Wren for the Copperheads. Obviously, a great team, a great community ball club as well that I know that you have done work with in your time, man. I am just so pumped and excited to be down here in Athens for what hopes to be a beautiful summer.
Yep, one of the players playing for the Copperheads is Billy Adams, who sends that one to left field. You'll hope to see that a lot during the Copperheads season. That's a ribby scoring his man Nick Dolan. And now the score is 7-2. A little bit of extra insurance for the Cats.
Yeah, and that's never a bad thing. Obviously, you always want to put up, as many runs as possible. Just try, not rub it in, but just try and get a little bit more of insurance, as you just said, Cedric.
Certainly does not hurt for Ohio, as Adams sitting at 2 for 3 on the day. Pretty solid, as that'll bring us back to the top of the order. A.J. Roush looks at the first pitch fastball from Kindervater, and the count is 0-1. Nobody down. Bottom of the 8th inning. Ohio in front of Shawnee State 7-2 as they look to continue creating momentum as they head for that big series against Kent State. Roush will send it right to the shortstop. The shortstop will throw it back to first base because Adams didn't tag up. That's a double play.
Yeah, and you can see right there that Adams knew he was not going to get back to the bag in time. I think that he figured that the ball will be hit far enough past the shortstop of Shawnee State, not just enough. Unfortunately, it was right at him, and Adams, you can just tell that from his face, he was like, man, I know that I might as well keep on going.
So that'll bring on Alec Patino, who is 1 for 4 on the day. And we'll take the first pitch for a ball. Snydak will go back to grab that one. As we said earlier, Ohio in a 4-way tie for number 1 in the Mid-American Conference. Kent State is 13-5. Ball State 13-5. CMU, same record. Cats, ditto. The 1-0 pitch. That'll be there for a strike on the inner portion of the zone. Count as 1 ball, 1 strike, as Ohio has some big series coming up against 2 of those top 3 teams, or top 4 teams. They can't play themselves. But they are playing against Kent State this weekend and Ball State the following, as the next pitch will go inside for ball number 2. They already have some really big wins, but they need to keep things going. Remember, anybody who finishes in that top 4 in the Mid-American Conference gets to play in the MAC tournament, and the number 1 seed gets to host it as the 2-1. Be a fastball. That'll miss low for ball number 3.
Yeah, and that series at Kent State this weekend will be huge. And something that I realized when I was looking at this game was that Kent State is 14-1 at home. So that's going to be something that the Bobcats have to go up against Kent State.
It'll be tested today as the pitch is going to be sent high into center field, and that's going to be a base hit for Alec Patino, his second one of the day, and he's on first base as Kent State. They host Ohio State today, so they're going to get their 16th shot at home, and we'll see if they can get their 15th win in 16 tries.
That would be huge. I mean, especially against a team like Ohio State. Absolutely, we just saw OU play the Indiana Hoosiers of the Big Ten as well. So, going up against these, big time schools, Big Ten, ACC, SEC type schools, it's a chance to really go out and prove to these big dogs that, hey, we can still play too.
Yeah, as Mason Minzy is up, that's what Shawnee State's trying to show Ohio here today, and they put up a pretty good fight as the game was tied all the way up until the 5th inning, as the count is 1-0 to Mason Minzy. Mason Minzy has walked twice, has been hit by pitch, and has had a fly out to center field. He's working with 1 runner on, and will swing at the next pitch. That one's going to left center, and making the catch is Gasper. He had to run for that one, and that'll retire the side as the Cats just need 1 more inning of good pitching and good defense. They're up 7-2 as we go into the final frame. You're listening to Ohio Bobcat TV. We've made it to the 9th inning at Bob Wren Stadium, where Hudson Bonkel will try to close out the Shawnee State Bears. Ohio is up by 5, and they'll look to end this game and get back into winning ways. It's Noah Snydak, Brock Kitchen, and Ryan Scott, the 4, 5, 6 in the order, as the first pitch is there for a strike. Noah Snydak is 0 for 3 on the day. He's grounded out to first base twice and hit into a 4-3 fielder's choice where he was retired. Count is 1-1. Fastball on the money, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Is doing some looking around the country as the 1-2 is going to be hit right back to Bonkel. Goes off the back of his ankle, and over to Dolan at shortstop, as it looks like Bonkel may be a little bit shaken up. He did take that one point blank at his ankle. Seems to be walking fine, as the umpire is looking to check that he is okay.
Yeah, and that's a very good time right there because those are always very scary balls. Just coming back right at you. I can't tell if it hit off his leg or his calf or where it might have hit him. But I'm hoping that Bonko is obviously okay. Yeah, you see he's pointing kind of like right above his calf region, talking to his coach. I think that he's saying, "Hey, I'm good to go. Let me keep on going here."
I want to give a correction. Kent State is not hosting Ohio State. Ohio State is hosting that game. Actually, no, check that. No, they are hosting that game. Never mind, as Bonko will do a couple of warm-up pitches. There's no live score that we could find from that one, so that's something we'll keep our eye on. Especially with these midweek games, they don't have as much weight in terms of the conference standings, but it can be really great for being able to boost that RPI in terms of the Power 5 teams. And then as for the Group of 5 teams, it allows you chances for a signature win in your season, as the first pitch over to Brock Kitchen will be outside for a ball, as Snydak reached on the infield single. And now Brock Kitchen, who scored a run today and is 1 for 3 overall, trying to potentially spring a rally for his team. Count is 2-0. The pitch will be a fastball right over the plate. Count is 2 balls, 1 strike. We're in the 9th inning. Top of the 9th to be specific. 7-2 lead for Ohio. Looking for win number 16 on the season. The pitch fouled off. Count is even. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Kitchen.
Bonko also seems to be doing pretty good after taking that line drive off of the leg or calf region. That's also very good to see that he is okay.
So Bonko will take a little look at first base where Snydak is at. Pitches to Kitchen, and he cooks up the breaking ball, but Kitchen's got something right back to him over to left center field for the base hit. And now that's 2 runners up, 2 runners on, as that's back-to-back hits for Shawnee State.
Yeah, and that's I mean, you are down by 5 runs, but you never know. I mean, you get a couple guys on base here. You never know what may happen.
Nice little swing there from Brock Kitchen. And that'll bring on the third baseman, Ryan Scott, who's 0 for 3 on the day, looking for that first hit. Nobody out. Shawnee State down by 5. The pitch. Be low, but able to hit the bottom part of the zone. Count is 0-1 to Scott.
Nice pitch right there from Bonko, being able to locate that pitch low and inside. Not much that a hitter can do with that.
The 0-1's going to be sent foul over towards the grass on the right field fence. Actually, quite close to OSF, where the Bobcats were successful, and they won their game over Toledo to start off that series. That'll be on Ohio Bobcat TV for some of the other games in the series with Sam Hyman as well as Chloe Workman. They always do a great job with their broadcast. So make sure to tune into that game tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, that team, how good are the Lady Bobcats doing right now? They're doing pretty solid.
Yep, at OSF, as the 0-2 is going to be fouled off into the foot of Ryan Scott. Appears to be okay, but we'll take a little bit of a break outside of the batter's box to walk it off as the count remains 0-2. That's Bobcat softball. They're sitting up top in their conference play as well, tied with Central Michigan and Miami of Ohio for the top spot. The 0-2 will be fouled backwards, and another 0-2 will be repeated. As good work by Scott, just hanging in there to try to drive that pitch count up from Bonkel and make things tough on him. 2 runners on. Snydak singled, Kitchen singled, and the 0-2 pitch will miss outside. Count is 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Yeah, it's always good to also try and work the count if you are the batter. Just try and get that pitcher to try and throw more pitches to you.
So the sophomore stands in the batter's box, will take the pitch, say that he did not go. Count is 2 balls, 2 strikes, a close check swing.
Very, and that's a great hold from Scott, because you have guys on first and second, one guy in scoring position, no outs still, and we have up next is Noah Renster, the guy who hit the bomb earlier on in that second inning.
The 2-2, it's going to be sent high into center field. Roush going back towards the track will make the catch. The tag is up, and the throw back into the infield, not in time, as Noah Snidak will get to third base on the tag. But that is one down in the inning. Bonkel just needs 2 more outs. So in comes Noah Resner, the designated hitter, 1 for 3, but responsible for that home run. He's got runners on the corners as the first pitch will be swung on and missed. Nice fastball from Bonkel.
Yeah, and he took a nice hack right there at the ball, Resner did. So he's trying to aim for the fences here once again.
Second pitch, working that outside portion of the zone for strike number 2. Sophomore pitcher trying to end this game. He's 2 outs away as the 0-2 will be chopped, and they'll say it was foul. Looks like the ball was bounced into the leg of Noah Resner as he made a swing. It kind of fouled off backwards into him, and then with so much velocity, it got all the way to the first base bag, showcasing how hard of a hit that was. Which these players, they've really shown some great toughness. We've seen Bonkel take one to the back of the ankle. We've seen Ryan Scott take a foul ball as well pretty hard. And then now Resner as well, too, as he'll get back into the batter's box. Count is 0-2. You got to always say hats off to these athletes as he'll swing and miss at that pitch. And down goes Resner on strikes, just 1 out away for the Bobcats.
Yeah, and it always shows, too, of just how tough that all of these guys are that they are playing. Because, even at, these different levels of collegiate sports, these guys are still absolute warriors out here, proving to all of us that, hey, no matter, like, what division that you are in, we can still play ball at these high levels.
So in comes Driscoll, who will look at the first pitch fastball for strike number 1. Runners are on the corners. Snidak on third, Kitchen on first. The 0-1 will be outside. Count is 1 ball, 1 strike. As this is the final out of Shawnee State trying to stay alive. The sophomore Driscoll has the fate of the game in his hands as he'll swing and miss at the 1-1 pitch. And now Bonkel, 1 strike away. Can the Bobcats finish things off to preserve the victory? Bonkel gets his pitch. Set up on the mound. It delivers the 1-2. Up high. Ducking out of the way of that one is Driscoll. And the count is 2 balls, 2 strikes as we've got a pretty decent crowd out here as they are silent, awaiting for potentially the final strike. Can Bonkel do it? The 2-2 up high. And the count runs full.
Bonkel has not missed many pitches in this game tonight, so I'm kind of interested to see what he does here. Those have seemed to be 2 fastballs. Maybe the fastballs are not working.
The 3-2 is going to be sent foul as the pressure continues to build. Nothing like a little bit of drama in the 9th inning.
Nope, nothing like a 3-2, 2 outs, down to your last out. I mean, hey.
Bonkel sets up, delivers the pitch, and will be fouled off.
Great AB right here from Dylan Driscoll.
This is exactly what Coach Pluto wants to see. Just see his team go out there, have some fun, and compete to the final out. The sophomore from Crane, Texas, lines up the pitch. Fouled off backwards just over the head of our cameraman up top. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Ohio trying to get win number 16 on the season. Bonkel's pitch swung on and missed for strike number 3. And that is your ball game, folks. Hudson Bonkel finishes it off with a pair of strikeouts as the Cats win 7-2. Gavin, any final thoughts on this Ohio win over Shawnee State?
I thought that it was a great game, really, from both teams. I mean, Shawnee State, obviously, we know, they're not, the D1 caliber that Ohio is. However, they put up a good fight. They kept the game tied at 2-2 for a couple of innings before OU had that big time 5th inning to really allow them to come up to this win. So big props to the Bears of Shawnee State. A great game. I think that this will help with propel momentum, as their coach Pluta said earlier about this was their last game of the regular season. Big times trying to get into the playing games for conference championship play. I mean, that's where you want to be, is in that conference tournament. So again, big props to Shawnee State and Ohio. Here we go, a big time Kent State series coming up. Let's see what they can do with that this weekend.
So Mitchell Hemmond gets the win for Ohio. The losing pitcher for today will be Garrett Goodwin of Shawnee State. With this loss, the Bears fall to 8-36. That is their final total for the regular season, and they'll match up against Cumberland in the play-in tournament in the Mid-South Conference. As for the Bobcats, they improved their record to 16-20 as they will go on to face the Kent State Golden Flashes. You can listen to that game with Russ Eisenstein for that evening game at 6 o'clock on Friday on the Varsity Network app. But for all of us at Ohio Bobcat TV, he's Gavin Carrick. I'm Cedric Granger, wishing you a goodbye from Athens, Ohio. Our final score, Ohio Bobcats 7, the Shawnee State Bears 2.